What's going on, family? Strat here from Strategic Audio, back again with a brand new music production video. I hope you're doing very well and welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be very simple. It's just a beat making session. I have in my head an idea to make a beat that would probably fit an artist like Lil Durk or Rod Wave. One might call it a pain beat, or at least using pain melodies. To be honest, I don't think it's gonna fit the typical stereotypical pain melody style, because that's just me being an individual and bringing my own original spin to it. However, it will be a piano based beat with some guitar, some vocals, and it's gonna have that trap feel to it. If you like this type of content, please feel free to drop the video a like and consider subscribing to the channel, because it really helps your brother out and we're growing steadily, and I'll be so appreciative if you do. Also, of course, as usual, links in the description to my free and premium loop kits. I got a crazy Black Friday special going on for the next couple of days. 3 loop kits for the price of 1. Check the video description for the information if you're interested. No pressure. Alright, let's jump into the video. Let's get going. Let's make this beat. Alright, so what we have here is a really simple chord progression. The only thing that makes it sound kind of, I guess, full and busy is the fact that I am playing a lot of melody in between, which is part of my natural style. At the beginning, for these first 2 bars, you have a F minor 7 chord essentially. Then for the second half, it goes down to a C minor, steps up a little bit to a C minor 7, and then you end off on a C sharp major 7 chord. I don't know why I tend to love using 7th chords. It isn't really necessary for this genre, although, you know, there isn't really a hard and fast rule for anything. There's, I guess, standards, or maybe what you might call best practices if you're trying to achieve a sound that an artist would typically have as a characteristic of their career. Yeah, you might want to do the just copy and paste a particular style, but where's the fun in that? Where is your own heart, your own soul, your own originality? If it doesn't exactly sound like the last couple of albums that the artist did, so what? Maybe the artists themselves might hear it and be like, you know what? This is a little bit different. I like this. So anyway, this is by no stretch of the imagination anything difficult. It's really just 3 chords and it's very simple. Like I said, playing the melody inside of it is a little bit more advanced, and I am not a concert pianist by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, this isn't my first time playing the keys, and someone who just picks up the keys for the first time probably couldn't do it like this. But I mean, you could click it in if you can think it up and achieve the same thing. This is not complex. It's very simple. F minor 7 to C minor 7, kind of in combination, and then your C sharp major 7. This is all in the F minor scale. By the way, this was done with, of course, Piano Tech 8. One of these days I'm going to move on to using a different piano based plugin. I'm aware that there are more out there that are better, or maybe just as good. Yeah, there's some out there that are indeed better. I just love Piano Tech 8. I don't know exactly why. It just appeals to me. Anyway, let's continue. So I added this just to give it a little bit of a underlying weight and texture. This is a synth bass. I'm probably going to EQ out a lot of the low kind of sub frequencies out of this and just have it be a little bit more mid-rangey, just to add like a pad vibe to the foundation of this sample slash beat. I really like the sound of this synth bass. It's a synth bass that I actually created using Serum. So really and truly, I'm usually just freestyling these elements. Like, this stuff is generally just, I'm coming up with it on the fly. Of course, I make a lot of mistakes, and most of the time I edit out the mistakes that I make while I'm trying the ideas. But these things are just ideas that I come up with once I've got the main chord progression down. and I'm freestyling until I find, until I get the actual idea right. And there's no particular science to it. There's no trick or secret to it. It's just about having an ear for what you want to play and figuring out how to play. In case you were wondering, I did a bit of sound design on these vocals using a plugin called Bloom Vocal Edit. And truth be told, I was just looking for something to add like a ethereal, airy vocal effect. It didn't need to say anything. It just needed to add that little bit of vocal energy that you tend to hear in these types of songs, these types of beats. Just wanted to preface this next idea that I have. This might send it completely away from the original energy or style or genre that I was thinking of. But I love strings and I want to add some strings, so let's try some strings. Right, and this is just a harmony to that main chord progression. It's not even really a harmony because I start on the root note, which is F, and I climb G, G sharp, and I go A sharp. That's essentially the first 4 notes of the F minor scale. This is the F minor scale. Let me play it with the piano. This is the F minor scale. One more octave down. So for that string part, I simply played the first 4 notes of the F minor scale in kind of a melodic order. Keep it simple, keep it within the scale, keep it locked in, and you can't go wrong with your melodies. I mean, in my opinion, at least. What I like to do is and by the way, I'm using Spitfire Audio's BBC Symphony Orchestra. What I like to do, if you've seen me do this before, then you know, copy it. I'm holding down Shift and dragging, and then hit Control, press down, and that creates your octave down layer. And then you fatten up the melody by having 2 octaves. So I'm not going to add much more to this. Actually, I'm not going to add any more melodies to this. I like it. It sounds full. You don't really want to be, well, at least I don't like to be too complex, too complicated. To me, it sounds a bit complex as it is with the melody and the piano and the guitar is kind of like a counter. So now I'm just going to do drums and 808s. And yeah. So this is my 808 process. You make sure it's tuned by right-clicking here, going to Edit in Audio Editor, and then you will get Edison, and in Edison you will detect pitch regions. As you see here, it tells me C2. Back in this window, your sampler window, you make sure that this C2 is highlighted by right-clicking here. You can adjust these parameters to make sure that the 808 sustains, doesn't have a release. Here you make sure you cut itself and you make it mono. Give it a bit of a slide if you want. And that's basically how I prepared. Then I copy the kick pattern to the 808 pattern. Here, highlight it. I go Shift D, then Control L, then I actually make the melody by moving these around. So I'm in F minor. Let's bring it down to a very low F. And that's basically it. I'm probably going to add some variation to that 808 pattern and not have it so, I guess, I don't know, boring. I mean, it's an 808, and what you really want it for is to add that punch and that depth. It doesn't have to be, you know, with a bunch of slides and all different kinds of octave ups and downs and melodies. It doesn't have to be all of that. It could stay like this. I'm gonna add some little extra touches and see how it sounds. But this is basically it. Just need to mix it, master it, and once I'm done with that, I'll play it for you. Alright family, well now I guess we reached that part of the video where I say thanks for watching. It means so much that you even come here and watch, even if it's only 3, 4, or 5 people. I just enjoy sharing the thing that I love to do and hopefully maybe inspiring, entertaining, or teaching you something that you may not have known before just by watching the way I do things. Let me remind you, links in the description to both my free and premium loop kits. Black Friday special going on, link in the description once again. Have a wonderful rest of your day, peace, and I'll see you in the next video. Now, here's the final beat.